Radio, the first scene is 8 frames. It's like a 1/8 or 9 for balance. It's like Armageddon, okay? It's the 18 cells of Armageddon, okay, raw. Now, Fox Searchlight Pictures Presents is like 6, 19, 16, 16. That's just, a 1's a 0, so that's just a 6 dotted to a 9, okay? Which is like a singularity. Now, if you're going to have a 1, 1, 6, or a 1, 1, 6, that's 116 two different ways. Or a 16 circled, which is like 2 16s, which would be like a 1, 2, 6, which is like 126 lines on the first page of the Bible where 116 are important. And look at the first thing. I don't know what the arch means, but look, you have 6 circles surrounded by a singularity. And then you have 8 lines, okay? It's the faces and vertices of a cube, okay? It's all about cellular energy. Every goddamn movie. Right, so the Genesis one of the movie has been looked at. So let's look at the second scene with 3 frames of the same balloons from 3 points of view. It's like a 2-3-3 of the 13th Fibonacci. Now look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 words that appear on the screen. Okay, so if we understand that we're talking about the 13th Fibonacci here, and we have 4 things on, so let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's going to be a relation to 1934. Let's see. Okay, so like Sidney Kimmel Entertainment would be a 1911 516, which is just like, that could be a 16, so that's like a 1916 16. Now, one way is the 9 cancels, but you have a 116, 116, 2 ways, or 126. And the other way is that your 19 and 16 is going to be a 35 with a 16 at the bottom. Now, if you're going to just take a 34 circled is equal to a 35, and then keep the 16 the same, now you're going to read everything backwards, but you're going to bring the bottom to the top, so it's going to flip. Okay, you're not, so now everything's going to be backwards, 43 instead of 34, and then you're going to have a 91 instead of a 16, because that one's going to be upside down and backwards. Now read it all properly, it's 1934. Interesting. Alright, so just remember when you're decoding what you see is what you get. So now we get the third scene, okay, it has 4 frames. Again, it's like a 34, which you just finished doing that. So now APP is just, you know, obviously your 116 lines, okay, 2 ways, or your 126. But it's also going to equal to 33. Let's just circle it all because it's all in the same line, which is a 34. Which goes back to 34, which is interesting. Now, what does he have on his shirt? He has jog your mind. Okay, what does that mean? Let's look at backwards. The GRD is 718.4, which is a 29, but you're going to have a +1, a +1, a +1, and then the whole thing forwards and backwards, so you're going to have a +5. 34. Okay? Now let's look at it forward. You're going to have a 10, 25, 13. You're going to sum that up to 48. You're going to +5 again, the same way we did over here, and you're going to get a 53. Okay? Now what I find interesting is that if you look at the 53 backwards, you're going to get a 35. Again, which is like a 34 circled, okay? Now you have a 34 and a 34 and a 34 3 ways. So let's just take the 34, which is 7 circled, which would be an 8. And lo and behold, here's your 3858 magnets required in cellular energy device. Alright, there's lots of code on this one. Okay, so it's the 4th scene with 4 frames. It's like the 4 dots and 4 lines of your vision. Okay, it's a film by Bart, whatever the hell. It's a 162 with the 2-6 on the bottom. It's like a 1-2 with the 6 brought down to make a V. It's like your 126. And this is the circle 26, which is like a 126. So we already know the theme of this frame. Now, let's check out this. It has GE738G and VG 724, 742, okay? Let's reduce it. 7 and 5 is 12. That'll reduce to an 18. That'll be a 7. That'll be a 29, because 22 and 7, 29. And then this will reduce to a 13. So now we're going to leave the 1, 2 there. We're going to bring these two together and make a 25. We're going to bring these two together and make a 42. Now we're going to bring these two together and make a 67. You know? kind of. Now a 67 is just going to be a 13. And a 13 is just going to be a 4. Now, finally we got a 4. But you got to know that you're going to have to plus 2 for it forwards and backwards. So you're going to get a 6. And there's your 126. Okay. That's one way of doing it, right? We got 2 of them. So we got to look at the other thing. Look, park, park, park. It's like in 3 directions. It's like your X, Y, Z. But really, it's really a V, Y, X axes, right? It's not X, Y, Z. It's V, Y, X. Now, 3 directions park. Park is just 16, 1, 18, 11, which is a 46. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 is a 52. So you're going to have 52, 52, 52 for park, park, park. Which is just a 52 circled twice. Alright? Now, if you add a plus 1 for the circle at the end and 1 at the beginning, and read it all backwards, let's say that 25 will be a 26, but it'll be a 126. So that's your second 126. Now, again, a lot of code on this one. Check it out. Your 52 circled twice is a 54, which is a 9, which is just a circled 8. Now, if you just take one circle away, you're going to have a 53 circled. Now, if you read it backwards, again, a 3, 5, and an 8 all circled. It's your 3, 8, 5, 8 magnets needed in a cellular energy device.
Who is your favorite comedian?
I don't really watch. Is Larry David really a comedian?
Yes,
It's kind of funny, you know, Larry David. It's just another way of saying plus 1 for your 126 guy. Okay, so the 5th scene has 5 frames in it, and then David Duchovny sandwiches with Julianne Moore. Okay, now a 4-4, yeah, it's an 8, but it's also a circled 4 because there's 2 of them, which is a 5, and there are 5 rings of heaven. And if you just add 10 and 13, you get 23. You read it backwards, it's 32 magnets per ring of heaven. 32 times 5 is 160 magnets. Now look, star and star, star. Circle 4 is kind of like a 14, because of 14 magnets on the end of the 14 axles. And 14 and 160 is 174 magnets in heaven. And also your star stars, your 10, 13, which should be like a 1 dotted to a 13, which is like a 14. You know what I'm saying? Now here's what gets awesome. Okay, look. Alright, so that right here is a circled 4 to make a 5 for David Duchovny. Right here is your 10, 13 for Julianne Moore. Now check this out. If I take all of these cells, hold on, control, okay? If I take all those cells right there that you see highlighted, it sums to 160. Isn't that wild? Okay? And what I find funny after all this is done, that looks like a 14 right here. You know? Wow. So the 6th scene in the movie has 3 frames in it. Now it's funny that the 6th day of Genesis 1 has 3 luminaries created, which are Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. Now there's a screen like this, a big one, horizontal, and 2 little ones, so like a 1 and 2. And then there's 4 letters, but the M is a 13, so it counts for 2, so it's like a circled 125, which is a 126. Now, Billy, Crudup, Maggie, Gyllenhaal, 2, 3 is just the 5, circle it's a 6, 13, 17 is the 20, circle it's the 21, read it backwards and up, is 126. Now, 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 is equal to 16, circle it, it's 116, guy. Okay, it's all the same shit over and over again. Now, if you're going to insult me and tell me that I have some kind of, Asperger's or some kind of schizophrenia issues, no, I'm just really fucking smart, motherfucker. Alright, so this is the 7th scene. It has 4 frames in it, but really, that 2 is a 1 here because they're connected, and when it leaves, the 1 remains. It's like kind of the heaven of where everything comes from. So it's really like a 1, 1, 1. But you have to do a plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, and then a plus 1 for the 1, 1, 1 forward and backward. because you always have to plus 5. So 111 plus 5 is 116. Now, trust the man. The D is not capitalized. So that's just going to be a 1, okay? And then this will be a 20, and this will be a 13. Now, if you're going to do vortex math and go boom, 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 you're going to have a 1, 2, a 0, 1, 1, 3, which is just a 126, okay? I'm done. I don't want to do any more. I don't want to do any more, okay? I work for free. I am insulted by a bunch of stupid moron slave goy. Okay? I need money to make a cellular energy device. But that's not going to happen with the current, you know, collective consciousness of man. Okay? So, you know, create awareness or don't, I really don't give a shit. I do these in crayons to mock you. Because it's a fucking joke for me now. Not even that angry, really. I'm more saddened by the continual bullshit of man and the reluctance to accept the truth about the cellular nature of energy, cellular mathematics, and how the blueprint on how to create a cellular energy device is on the first 126 lines of the Bible. But really, it's 116 lines. But really, you only need 56 lines to actually derive the matrix. But no one wants to fucking listen to Kevin. Okay? So, you know? Yeah. Wake up! For the love of God, wake up. You know, you don't have to be a physics engineer to understand what I'm doing here. Okay? You gotta be a little bit critical thinker. You gotta look for patterns, and you know what frame of reference, you gotta reverse engineer everything. Okay? It's time to wake up. It's time! Trust me, guy. Trust me.
You and me were missing the biggest moments of our lives.
Yeah. You know, I'll say.
It's just, it's pretty depressing not living with your kids.
It's really depressing. Yeah. Don't just miss them.
Or the woman you love. Or the woman that you love.
Right. I guess, you know, I don't even know what happened anymore.
Just because you happen to be an immensely flawed and selfish human being. Hey, you're not so great yourself.
Seems like a lifetime away. A lifetime ago.
I think the blintz is fully acceptable as a crossover food. And I would like one myself.
I mean, this is the last time. Anyway.
You're the man. No, you the man. On top.